afternoon. It just turned noon, really. It's 12:30ish about, and I just finished up at the Oeongchi Bada Hyangiro Trail. That's a mouthful. And the trail is actually only half of the trail is available, and I spent about an hour and a half here, not because that's how much time you need, but more along the lines of that's how much time that I was using in order to talk to like friends and family back in the United States. So I just figured it'd be a cool place to call someone back home, seeing how there's like it's what, like 7-8 o'clock in America right now, at least where my friends are, and I was able to call them and show them the coastline and the boardwalk that I was on. Now, this boardwalk, I actually saw this on a variety show that was being filmed here in Sokcho, and the funny thing is that they came from the other side, the side that's actually closed. I said earlier that half of it's closed. Apparently there was either some bad weather or the waves are like eroding the rock, and the boardwalk's actually been damaged because of that. And so they closed off that trail at that very like midpoint. So you get all the way out to the kind of the tip of the peak, so to say, of the cape, and then it's okay, no more. You can't go beyond this point. They blocked it off with a fence. The views are great though, and you could actually see all the fishing vessels that are out there and like rolling around. I don't know if there's any recreational vessels. It looked like they were all fishing, but maybe some people are having some fun in the ocean too. The water is just so clear and like beautiful. It also looks very cold, admittedly. And although I have this sweatshirt on, it's probably about 70 degrees out here right now. It's actually fairly warm and quite the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. I actually brought my long coat for this area in particular, but when I was actually looking it up on the net, it said that I was never going to get, during the day, I was never going to get lower than really like 50 degrees, which what I'm wearing is just fine. At night, it'll get below freezing. So yeah, it'll get pretty cold, but that's what like a room is for, right? Shelter. And then directly behind me is the beginning, I think, of Sokcho Beach. And it just keeps going. I'm not 100% sure though. And the sign says Sokcho We옹치, the name of the trail. So maybe it's We옹chi Beach, and that Sokcho Beach is just further down that way. But this beach seems to go on forever. There's a bunch of like free swings. There's a pagoda or a pavilion over there, and a wooden bridge. I'm not really gonna go over and check it out because I want to get to the lighthouse that's way off in the distance over there. Just another side note, as I was like walking through the trail, there's actually a lot of like barbed wire areas, and there's lookout towers. And it just reminded me, like, one of the kind of tourism videos that I saw about Sokcho is that it has a lot of North Korean residents living here, I guess you could say. The people that kind of ran away from North Korea, or maybe they got stuck here going when the split happened. And so Sokcho actually has a really, really high influence from North Korea. Actually, what I'm planning on getting for dinner is probably going to be part of a North Korean like recipe, maybe. We'll see. It's either that or crab. So it's like this stuffed squid or crab type deal. Other than that, I was planning on flying my drone, but there's actually a sign that says because of like the proximity to North Korea, they actually have a lot of military helicopters patrolling. And it's actually been a moment, but typically I see like 2 helicopters fly over like every other like 15-20 minutes. So maybe there was just some sort of like practice or something going on just now, but really they fly low and fast through like right over. You could clearly hear them, so and see them. So you're not actually allowed to fly drones here, unfortunately, which that's a bummer. Maybe if I get farther up north, I don't know, like it just sounds the opposite of what should happen, right? If I go further north, closer to North Korea, I might be able to fly drones. But the whole thing is really great though. And even with the military like towers and the barbed wire fences, as soon as you get by those little areas, which like that's what doesn't make sense to me, is like, why is it just part of it and not all of it? Now, part of the fence actually has cutouts with like historic epitaphs, I think they're called, or like dioramas that are built into the fence. And you could actually see like where some military landings were, or like where something historic happened, and that's kind of cool. Maybe they're just keeping it up for historical reasons, but it does look like it still might be manned every now and then. And they are all locked up, and the razor wire looks newish, so it looks like they replace it. So I would say the funniest thing is that right behind the barbed wire is a Lotte Sea Resort. So the resort for this ocean right here is like up on top of a mountain being protected by the barbed wire and the soldiers. Other than that though, it's been really fun here. I think it's pretty crazy to see, like, there's like nobody here. So it's just really easy going and everything's super chill. It's been really fun just walking along, talking to people, like my friends on the phone, video chatting, and just showing them the pathway. And it's all free. So the biggest cost to me was just getting here. Anyhow, it's probably about time to get over to the lighthouse. I don't want to get caught out too much. I'm already running late today because of the traffic jam, that situation that was on the freeway, but that's another video. So I'll see you in the next one.